Hi, on August 24th, my family and I decided to take a trip down to the Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. After watching so many videos and hearing about the hauntings that went on there, we decided to take the all-night tour ghost hunt, which was from 9 till 5 in the morning. We never done anything like this before. We didn't even know what to take. We don't have all that fancy equipment, but my son and I both bought digital recorders that morning, which I'm using right here, right now, to tape this, and digital cameras. With the cameras, we caught a lot of orbs and things like that, but physically we didn't see nothing too much or pull on us or push us like they say might happen. And we didn't hear too much either throughout the night, but we did hear whistling here, and at one point I thought someone was whispering in my ear, which later was verified on the tape, but it was kind of creepy. But like I said, not too much was going on that we thought, so we took it. It was kind of easy walking the halls because we really didn't experience too much. We heard some noises, some far off distant cries or yells, but we really didn't make much of it. But when we come home and we listened to the audio tape, we started hearing all kinds of stuff that we didn't hear in person. They call those EVPs, which voices and that only could be picked up on the digital recorders. Like I said, 99% of the stuff that's on here, it was unheard to our ears at the time. And upon hearing it afterwards, I think we would have been a little more hesitant walking those halls as we did, because there's some stuff on there that's pretty scary, and they were sounding like right next to you. And at the time you didn't know it. We weren't listening to headsets or nothing, but me and my son want to go again, and this time we'll take headsets, and maybe, I don't know if we'll make it through the night or not. But the following is some clips I've taken through 8 hours of taping, which I cut down to just the parts that were very, very audible, and I thought I'd share it with everyone. But again, none of this stuff was none of it was all clear to the ears. None of it was edited, enhanced in any way, because we don't know. I've never done nothing like this before, and this is the first time out. Like I said, we bought these recorders that morning to take with us. So I'll start playing this, and at the beginning of each clip, I'll describe what went on right prior to that clip, so you can listen to whatever's coming up. You could hear this clearly on your regular with the ears, but it's a lot nicer when you hear it through headsets. If you have headsets to use, I'd put them on and listen through those. Okay, we'll get on with it right now. Thanks. In this first clip here, we had just got there, and we're just walking down the hall with the tour guide, just talking among ourselves, like laughing about things. And then you can hear some like hollow voice of saying something. We can't really make it out, but we didn't hear this at the time walking through. But I know this was just walking to the 4th floor when we just got there. So take a listen to this. Okay, on the second one here, we're again walking down the halls, and there's doors that were open, some locked, and we're just tugging on locked doors and pulling, saying stuff like, "Is anyone in here?" But then you'll hear some crazy voice say something at the time, but which we didn't hear at the time, obviously, because you can see by our responses we didn't hear nothing, but you'll hear it. Okay, take a listen to this. Is this one here? This is the one that won't let you in? Anybody in here? Anybody in here? Okay, this next one is the same type of thing. We're walking down, knocking on doors, trying to get some replies. At the time, didn't hear a thing, but you listen to this next one, you'll definitely hear something, which at the time, if I would have heard it, I would have probably freaked out and ran away or something, but it's pretty crazy. Like I said, none of us heard us. None of it is audible at all when you're there, so take a listen. Skylight. Come on, can we come in? Can you knock? Come on, let us know you're in there.
Something slammed that door in here.
Come on, we want to see. We're from... This next one, me and my wife and two others were just standing in this room, quiet. It's real quiet. All you can hear is crickets, and it's late at night, and it's real quiet as heck. But my wife had just mentioned something about, I wondered like something where they would have put the bed at in this room, and then at the time nothing happened. But on the playback, it just, you can hear this guy's voice just say, to me it just says, sounds like rum. Okay, just take a listen.
I wonder where the bed would be at.
There are doors open. Okay, no, in this same room, just moments after that rum incident, I'm just standing there trying to get something to close there's closet doors. I was hoping something could shut the doors for me, and I was saying stuff, but as you hear it closely, as I say, can you close the door, and you'll hear someone saying, like, I'm holding them. Yeah. How about shut one of those doors for us if you're here? Okay, now on this next one, we had gone to another floor, and we were just walking through, and the guide was walking, talking about stuff as we started walking, and she mentioned the name Charlie. I guess he was a security guard, but at the time, I thought she said maintenance man, so I just started saying stuff a lot about this Charlie guy, and after I said something about throwing out, there's a cleanup in aisle 4. As we're walking, me and my wife were the last two in the group, and my wife was to the right of me, but in my right ear, I heard someone whisper, "Shut up." And at the time, I real quickly, you always hear on the tape, I turned and say, huh? Like, as my wife, I said, what? And she's, to get a response, I said, did you just ask me to shut up? And she said, no. So take a listen to this.
Charlie, the security guard.
Charlie, where you at, buddy? There's one at to clean up on the room, aisle 4. I thought you said shut up.
No, I didn't say
Maybe someone said it to me.
No, what did you say?
It sounded like shut up.
No, that wasn't me.
I
I didn't say a word.
thought you were, because I'm being an ass saying Charlie.
No.
Oh, God. Okay, in this next clip, there's supposed to be a little girl that's spirit in this place. Her name is Lily. As we were walking through there, I told my daughter that I'm going to say something like, hey, Morgan, this is Lily, here's your mom, Morgan. But right after I say Morgan in this clip, you'll hear a little girl's voice like up in the background saying something. We just can't make it out, but you'll hear it. Oh, what? I heard like that. You find your mom, Lily? She's right here. Right there. Morgan. Oh, sorry. She likes this little girl, she said. Okay, and this next one, we were in this room where Lily was supposed to be playing with his balls. They live in like a playroom. And so I just walked out into the hall. You can actually hear me walking out in this dark hallway. No one's around. It's quiet out there. But you hear the group we were with. They're still in that room talking. But then you hear whistling and someone like saying hello in the hall. But at the time, I didn't hear any of this. I heard the whistling, but I didn't hear the talking. As I could just hear, and I just mentioned, was anyone whistling? And no one was whistling. But it's caught on this tape also. So take a listen. Who was that? No whistling?
What did you say, Sarah?
I heard someone whistling. I heard.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was over here. Okay, in this next one, me and my wife were by ourselves walking along this dark hallway. It's quiet, and then all of a sudden you could hear like distant woman. I don't know if she's singing or what, or in pain or whatever, but you can hear it. Take a listen to this. What's that?
I heard that.
Okay, in this next one, we were all in this one hallway together talking about going back to Lily's room because we wanted to hear some more about her. And as my wife says, yeah, let's go see Lily. You hear some voice saying something. It sound like blah, blah, blah. I couldn't make it out, but you'll hear that. No, at the time, none of this was audible either, so we only find out after we come home and listen to these tapes. So here you go. Guys, got any money? Let's go.
Actually, we want to get a Lily's room.
Yeah, I want to see Lily.
Go back to Lily.
You won't believe these things start shuffling on their own.
Really?
Okay, and this next one, which is pretty creepy. We were down in the kitchen area, which was supposed to be a guy named Jack down there. I guess he's a cook, but he didn't like anyone in his kitchen. So we went in there, just four of us, taking pictures, trying to get some kind of response. At the time, we didn't get nothing. There was water dripping here and there. We misunderstood that first. We thought it was something, but it was just a drip. But anyways, as I'm talking, taking pictures, trying to catch orbs of this guy named Jack, I didn't really see much. But as I'm taking pictures, you'll hear in this one, I say, hey, you want your picture, Jack? And you'll hear him say, uh-huh, like right at that time. And at the same time, you'll hear my camera close. As I took a picture, the lens went back in. And I at the time I said I didn't hear nothing, but I just said, I don't know if you did that or what, Jack. But then you hear that, while I'm saying that, you could hear him, I guess you'd call it chuckling. You hear above my talking as I did this. But again, we didn't hear none of this at the time. But it's very obvious in this thing and on this clip. It's really good with this one. You listen to headsets turning up. It's pretty wild. Like your picture, Jack? Well, it'd be nice to see if you pose for me. Well, did you shut that off or did I shut that off? Alright, we're going to pose for me, Jack. Hold up your biggest butcher knife you got. Okay, in this next one, we had just walked out of the kitchen maybe 10 minutes after that incident with Jack. We just listened to, we're walking along and it's cold and there's some windows broken and it's dark as heck and all you hear is crickets. But I now hit this coal area and I said, is it a broken window or is it just cold in here? Or is it just me? And then all of a sudden you hear this little girl singing. Not at the time, we couldn't hear this, but on the audio tape when I come home and listen to it, you'll hear this girl, which I think it's that Lily. She makes up a song. It sounds like she's just straggling along with us in real life and hears me say coal, and she starts singing a song with the word coal in it. This is pretty wild too, so take a listen to this. Like again, I said, you can't hear this when we were there. It just heard on the digital recordings when we got home. It's pretty cool. Take a listen. Is it cool in here or is it just me? Is it because of the windows? All right, the next voice audio here, me and my wife were just walking down the hall, as you can hear us shuffling down the hall, and then I just tell her to whistle, and she does this crazy little whistle, and all of a sudden you hear this like commotion in the distance, and then they caught us off guard. We didn't know what it was, so here you go. Whistle. Oh.
What's that? Is that Ryan?
That was a lot of noise. Was it up this end?
I think it was Dinette.
Okay, in this next clip, again, we're walking around. Someone makes a goofy noise, but then it sounds like a little kid. You'll hear a little kid's voice making some kind of crazy noise. But again, this was not heard to us at the time. Only on audio when we come back and replay this at home. So take a listen to this one too. Okay, here's another one, which I believe was the same kid that you just heard. We're just walking again, and it sounded to me like he's frustrated. You'll hear him, definitely hear him. So here goes this one. Okay, and this next one, we were just standing in one spot in the hall, and at the time there was nothing going on. But when I come back and listen to this section on the tape, you could definitely hear little kids singing in the background. To me, it sounds like a little girl or something just singing, having a good time. All right, take a listen. Okay, and this next one, it's kind of creepy too. We were back in this one area where the tour guide had told us you get a lot of EVPs in this area. People have had a lot of in the past. So something about the shower. So my son and them were in the room where the showers were, just trying to get something to happen. So at that time, I just walked out in the hall and was just recording in the hallway where it was a little quieter from them making their noises. But then at the time, again, nothing happened to me when I was standing there, I thought. But when you listen to this playback, you'll hear a woman's voice say, Linda, like she's looking for someone. Then there's a pause, and you hear my son say something about taking a shower. And then you'll hear some little kid say something. Then you'll hear some other guy yell out for Linda. Then a few seconds later, you'll hear another voice of a woman. She sounds kind of a mean woman. She's just saying something like, take it. Which I don't know exactly what that was supposed to be, but you'll hear it all in here. But again, this one's a good one to listen to your headsets. There you go. Okay, this next one, like I said earlier, we didn't really hear nothing too much in this place during the night, but my son and his buddy were in the other area, and I decided to walk into this empty hallway in the dark by myself and just stood there. But then right before I said, okay, I'm standing here by myself, say something, you'll hear like a sigh, like a loud sigh right before I say that in this tape. So you might have to replay this one and listen for it, but you'll definitely hear a sigh, which at the time, again, I didn't hear this when I was standing there. Okay, here you go. Standing there all by myself, waiting for something. Okay, another one coming up here is it's pretty crazy too. My wife and I are just walking down the hall, we're just nonchalantly walking along, and we come on area. She says, "I don't like this place." And right at that time, you hear something like, at the time we didn't hear again. Like I said, we didn't hear a thing, but playback, you hear this voice like it's flying right by our heads. It sounds like saying, "Linda." Okay, take a listen for yourself. Prison warden.
I don't like this place.
Maybe someone's in here. Anybody in here? Okay, this one here was near the end of the night. I think we were on the second floor near the steps and the landings to walk downstairs. And just me and my son and his buddy were standing there, and we're just talking. And as soon as I say something about the steps, you hear all this commotion, which at the time we thought was laughter, as you could hear us talk about it in the tape here. But after listening to it again, it's obviously it's not like a woman and screaming and pain about, I don't know, being tortured or what. But at first we thought it was just commotion downstairs. But this was like close to 5 in the morning. There was nothing going on down in the hallways and down below at all. But take a listen to this one. I don't know, they went down the steps.
What the heck?
Who's like having
Is that someone here, or is that the spirits?
Yeah, good question.
What's so funny that they're all laughing that much? Okay, and this one here, we start walking down the steps. We're just getting ready to go. We're walking down to the main lobby, and as we're walking down, you hear us walking. The tour guide's coming up because I guess you got to go upstairs and turn the fans off in one hallway. But as you start talking, you hear this little that little voice again. To me, it sounds like she's saying, "Mommy." Okay, listen to this one. You'll hear it. But again, in person, we didn't hear this. Everyone went down early here.
say you wouldn't mind walking down to the end of violins with me, flipping on that family.
Okay, this one here is with the tour guide. I was just saying I had to turn the fans on. She was coming up the steps, and she was going to go turn this fan on. She asked me if I'd be willing to go down to the end of this hall with her because she didn't really feel comfortable down that end. And I said, sure, I'll go, because I really didn't. Like I said earlier, I didn't hear any of this in my ears. So she wanted me to go down the end of the hall with her to turn this fan on. So as we start walking through this foyer here, then she opens the door to go into the hallway. You could hear some kind of screaming back here saying, to me it says like calling a name out and just say, get out. But obviously we didn't hear it, and we just walked along, and there's like nothing happened. But when I got back and listened to this tape, I'm thinking I would probably not have went back there if I would have heard it. But this is the last one I got right now. But me and my son and I are going to probably go down again soon, probably within a month. And this time we're going to take our headsets and actually use the recorders as our ears, so when we do hear something, we could stay there a little bit and try to get some more, or maybe even try to communicate if we can, which would be kind of cool. So thanks for listening.
Yeah.